This is the Applet program that we are going to discuss today. We have to create an applet which has a button and a level. The level has click the button as its caption and the button has disappear as its caption. Now, on clicking the button, the level will disappear and the caption of the button would change to appear. And now on clicking the button, the caption of the button will change to disappear and the level will come back on the applet screen. Now this is the code that we are going to follow and I will explain you the code. You see the name of the applet class I have given over here is applet example 1. And as we all know, the applet class that we create always extends the applet. Always extends the class applet. So that's why extends applet is written over here. Whenever we are extending applet, we have to import the package java.applet, right? Now, it is written that the applet would have a button and a level. So there are two controls. Now whenever we have controls on the applet, the controls are given by AWT. For that's why we have to import java.awt package. Now, secondly, it is said that on click of the button, the level would disappear. So we are going to click on the button and click means we are going to use our mouse. As we have already discussed that during Java event handling, there has to be a listener who would interpret the event, and then if that listener is registered with a particular control, then on applying the event on that control would invoke a function. For example, over here on clicking the mouse clicked function would get invoked. So we are going to click the mouse. That is why the listener we are using over here is the mouse listener. We are going to click the mouse. That's why we are using the mouse listener. And we know that listeners are all interfaces. That is why the mouse listener is implemented. This applet example 1 implements the mouse listener. Over here we have taken the two components, button and level. Now in the init function we have initialized them. Init function is the first function that gets executed when the applet runs. So over here we have created the object of button, created the object of level, and then this is the statement where the listener has been registered with the button. This is the statement where the listener has been registered with the button. If the listener is not registered, then any event performed would not invoke any of the functions. Now, mouse listener interface has got 5 functions related to mouse which has to be implemented in this class. What are the 5 functions? Mouse clicked, mouse pressed, mouse exited, mouse entered, and mouse released. Now in the question given, we only have to work with mouse clicked. That is why these four functions are written, but nothing is written in them. They are written, but nothing is written in their body. This curly open and the closing curly bracket is enough to show that they are implemented. We don't need to write anything as the body because nothing has been mentioned in the question. Next, the button has been created, the level has been created, and the listener has been registered with the button. But still, the button and the level are not part of the applet. To make the button and the level appear on the applet, we need to add the two controls to the applet. That is why add V and add L is given. Now, before we proceed, this mouse listener that we have used over here needs a package. And what is that package? java.awt.event.mouse listener. And the functions that the mouse listener has, those mouse listener functions take mouse event reference as the parameter, for which we need java.awt.event.mouse event as the package. Now, so this much is clear. Now we move on to the actual function. On click of the mouse, the level needs to disappear and the text on the button needs to get changed. Again, when you are clicking the button at that time, if the level is already invisible, then we have to make it visible again. So therefore, it is required to test whether the level is visible or level is invisible. The function to do that, the function to check whether the level is visible or invisible is visible function. So if the level, see L dot in is visible, L dot is visible, will check whether the level L is visible or not. So if L dot is visible is true, then that means the level is present, then we are setting the visibility to false. To set the visibility to false, we have to use the function dot set visible. And the text of the button has to be changed. So to change the text on the button, we have to use the set level function. So b dot set level appear, right? Similarly, if the level is not visible, that means if the visibility true is false, in that scenario, set visible is made true again and the level on the button is again changed to disappear, right? So this is more or less how the function structure would be. So now let us run the function and find out whether it works or not. So you see this is the applet. We have got this button with disappear written on it and click the button is the level over here. So now when we click on this button, we see the level disappears and the text on the button also changes. Now again on clicking on the button, again the level reappears and the text on the button again changes to disappear. So as many times you click it, the level is going to appear and disappear, right? So that means the code works perfectly. So therefore this is how the applet works. We have already done these things and this is one of the practical examples, and we will discuss further properties of the components and we will discuss further listeners and events in later examples.